right, in today's activity down on the farm, we looked at if we were given a point and a slope, how do we come up with an equation of a line, or how do we answer questions about a situation? Typically, what we want is the equation of the line. So if I gave you some point, let's just call it x comma y, and some slope, m, how do I end up taking that information to come up with y equals mx plus b? All right, so let's take a look at two examples. Our first example number 1, let's say we have our point 6 comma 7, and we have our slope as 2. So the very first thing I want to do is write down my equation, y equals mx plus b, and I want to say, all right, what information do I have that I want? I want m and I want b. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute m in, 2x plus b. The problem is I don't know what b is. So I'm just going to let's do a little aside here, and I'm going to solve for b by using this point. Now remember, my point is just x and y. That point is on the line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 7 and substitute it in for the y. I'm going to take the 6 and substitute it in for the x. And now I can solve for b. So now this is going to be 7 equals 12 plus b, minus 12 from both sides. So I've got, what do I have here? 7, I have 5. Right, so now, actually negative 5, now I know what b is. So now I can take this answer and substitute it right back into there to get the equation of my line. So I can get my eraser and just fill that in here. So this is going to be negative 5. Now I have my equation of the line. All right. Let's take a look at another example. Sometimes we have fractions, but we don't need to be afraid of them. All right, so let's say we've got our point 30 comma negative 11, and our point or our slope, m equals negative 2/3. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I have my equation. I'm going to plug in what I know. I'm going to substitute in what I know of the two things I want the slope and y-intercept. So that's going to be negative 2/3 x plus b. Okay, and now I'm going to just draw a little separate line here. I'm going to find b. So the way I'm going to do is the same process. I'm just going to substitute in my numbers. I know y is negative 11. Negative 2/3 x is 30, and that's b. So now, if we just a quick recall of how to deal with fractions, we just multiply straight across and simplify. Or, if you notice there's a 3 and a 30, I know 3 goes into 30 10 times. So now I've got negative 11 equals negative 2 times 10 is negative 20 plus b. And I'm going to add 20 to both sides. So that's going to be 9 equals b. So now that I know b, I can substitute it right back into my original equation, and now I have all the information I need to solve any problem that relates to this equation.